the attractive one. You're the one's gonna pull the youth in.
Well,
you're
because
young,
and then I came in right as I started losing all this weight, you know. So then after that, I was like, oh, well, this is perfect to be the face of it. Yeah, exactly.
Proof's in the pudding. Here
yeah,
you go.
Exactly.
It's not like some bullshit. I'm like sitting around here, 300 pounds. Like, yo,
dude,
this, not
yeah,
that.
that was my thing too. I know. I was like,
it's like, yo, go sell that shit to somebody else.
Dude, I was telling myself too. I was like, I can't be the strength coach or that's fat. You know, like you see these D1 strength coaches. These dudes are the one from Oregon, dude. He's just like
jacked,
so jacked, and I'm just like, yeah, that's you gotta emulate.
The one that runs up and down the
he's
all hyped up. Like
it'll be like -8 degrees. He's got his cut off like polo on. He's got a freaking gnarly ass mustache and shit. It's pretty sick. I
watched like a 20-second clip of him. I'm like, dude, put my shoes on. Like, let's go.
Yeah, dude, he ramps him up too. I think the coach from the strength coach, he was at Alabama. He went to Georgia now. Forget his name, but dude, there's a video on him for like 2 minutes, and he's just like, blah, blah, blah. Like it's gibberish. It makes no sense, dude. It's straight gibberish, and this dude is just yelling.
Hyped.
It makes no sense. But he's like he's probably the most paid strength coach right now in America.
But it's like it is crazy because they don't always show. They show football as a big hype, you know.
Yes.
But like they're like that with volleyball, with girls soccer.
Right,
like, they're
dude.
just as hype, and like these chicks are coming in there. Like
you gotta ramp it up, dude. But at the same time, athletes are different, dude.
Yeah,
like I realized as an intern, my last semester at APU, I was with like girls. Swim and dive team, and then I was with there was basketball, and then there's football, and I got to see all these different athletes, and I was like, damn, I felt like I had to act a little bit different though with the football players because one, I felt more comfortable. It's like when girls swim and dive, it's not like, all right, ladies, jack the fucking weight. It's not, it's not the same thing. So I kind of got a little feel for it, but it's cool to kind of just see how it varies per sport. Everyone's different, dude. It's the cool thing about sports.
Actually, I want to ask you a question, but okay, episode 52, 100 podcast. I brought in Ryan Flores, Robbie Polimeni. You guys know both of them. They're cooler than I am. So
not you.
Let's keep it moving.
Don't flatter me.
Hey, but the this or that. Did you come up with that?
Yeah. So
you came up with that.
In my head, I was like, we were all talking as a staff amongst us, just like, okay, we need to do something that's more interactive, like something new every week that they're ready to expect. Also, too, is like I want people to feel like every week they're waiting for something, right? Like I'll have my general nutrition post about whatever, but then at some point, it wants to be something more interesting. Maybe it's funny, maybe it's actually really applicable to you. It's like just very simple clips. So I was like, okay, well, let's just do instead of using this product, you should do this. And so she's like, oh yeah, this, not that. And I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. But then after that, I started making meals. So I was like, we can't do this, not that, because this, not that is basically saying like a product comparison. Choose this product over this product. This is healthier. I'm basically telling you how to make a healthy meal. So I decided to because I started saying meals were flame. Flame on Friday, dude. Make flame ass food. So now I'm rolling with this new topic. Now I still do like the this, not that thing, but I don't know. I think it's cool to do both now. Now I have like a simple hey, choose this milk instead of this milk, for example, and then it's like
I watched your first flame with talking about how you're gonna get your
my fire apron. Yes,
apron.
Yes, they told me we have to really sell this. So I'm like, all right, dude, a fire apron. I'm like, that'll be a real freaking kickstart to the whole.
It looked good. It was like fried rice, basically. Right?
Yeah, dude, it's fried rice. You just use cauliflower. Yeah. I mean, dude, when I come up with these ideas, it's like, okay, sometimes I'm like, I've had this before, but sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna wing this on camera for the first time. So let's hope that it turns out well, because I can't fake that shit on camera.
Then it was cool because you made it relevant too. It's like you're pulling out burgers from In-N-Out.
Yeah.
And now it seems like, oh, well, I could still eat there. I'm watching what I'm doing. It's like, instead of all these buns, carbs, like, let's cut that out. Let's wrap it with some lettuce, and change it up.
The funny thing, too, about that is, now, all of a sudden, ever since I promoted that, I actually I used to do 2 just double-doubles, animal style, and now I do 2 protein-style, animal-style ones. So, and I realized, too, I'm like, it's still really good. It's crunchy. I think it's crunchier because of the lettuce. And I'm like, dude... people who just oh no, I'm like, you're being a baby. First of all, that's not. Just try it first, dude. And when you realize too, it's like the reason I made that video too is because people sometimes eat fast food every day. Yeah. So for example, a construction worker, right? Somebody who's doesn't pack a lunch that day or whatever, which is kind of you don't really see it. Sometimes it's hit or miss. They'll just get literally fast food every day. So it's how can I help people who are literally just in this position? Now the next step would be obviously make your food from home. But if that's the case that you didn't have lunch for that day, whatever, you can make a healthier choice by choosing something like the protein style.
Yeah, exactly.
So kind of just making it some way relevant to people and helping them find a way to oh, it's actually not that bad of a difference. And it's like, dude, over the week, like, if you make smarter choices every day, over the week, hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of calories will at some point be subtracted.
Yeah, it's like cutting out soda. Dude,
Yes.
I'm like one of those guys, I'll take the top bun off.
Yeah. You're like, it's gotta mean something.
It's a little bit, bro. It's a little bit, bro. It's a little bit healthier, you know?
You're like, I'm halfway there.
But you as well, because you lost a whole bunch of weight yourself, didn't you? What'd you do? How'd you change your... Did you just change your eating habits, or was
eating
it
habits,
focused on
exercise, fitness? Yeah, just changed the way I was lifting. Just my body started hurting. You know,
Oh,
I got
really?
like 2 years post football. It's like, why am I still trying to squat? You know, three sets of 5, 450, 460, like for days, like hurting. Sitting there benching, and it's like, what am I doing? I'm not going to go to a tryout tomorrow. Like,
right.
Playing days are over. Like, I need to train for longevity now.
Mm-hmm.
Like wellness, just my whole body. Now I sit there and clean and deadlifting, and squat. Like, let's switch it up.
Right.
Exactly. Just overall health.
No, dude, I know exactly that, because now that I've lost, it's like 50 pounds now, like from at one point my heaviest probably, I started realizing when I started running around more after losing, I was like, damn.
How good you feel.
I'm like, wow. I'm like, I can't believe I did that to myself, you know? And like, not like that, then I'm like, damn, I was in the wrong position. Like, I felt like I could have done things a little bit differently in terms of football. I'm like, that's another story. But at the same time, I definitely feel that. Like, once you lose the weight and you're just like, yeah, I also too, I'm not banging heads every play now. Now it's like, I actually want to feel good when I'm 40 or 50. Like, I want to be the dude who's just like in his 50s, super yoked, totally just got it all figured out. He's got his plan. Exactly. Nobody messes with his plan. He hits in his exercise every day. He doesn't necessarily lift super crazy heavy, but he's like, yeah, I'll go for a run, do my push-ups.
Yes, consistency.
Yes, exactly. Which is what I think is the most important factor when people try to lose weight. It's like, this kid asked me the other day, he was like, he swipes up on Instagram, hey man, I really want to lose 50 pounds. You know, like, tell me about, like, more about intermittent fasting. And I was like, well, listen, dude, like, don't say I'm going to lose 50 pounds. Like, that's really setting yourself up for a total disaster, because at first, you're so focused on losing all this weight immediately. And the generation we live in is so focused on, like, instant gratification, right? Like, I want to get that pleasure immediately. So I want to lose 50 pounds in, like, a few months. And it's like, yo, that's, like, really, really hard. And not to mention, if you do it super extreme, you're going to go into a complete rebound when you decide that, like, this is just too much to maintain. I can't keep this diet. I'm losing weight, but I feel like I'm constantly just being, like, cut off from everything. So then after that, you rebound. So I'm like, dude, just lose 10 pounds. Make it your goal that I'm going to just go to the gym. I'm not going to lose weight. I'm going to just go to the gym, right? Then I'm going to start eating healthy. Then it's like, okay, once I actually have my habits down, then I'll focus on losing weight. Yeah. It's like, habits come first, bro. You can't just be like, I'm going to just lose 50 pounds and then just, like, throw yourself into a gym. And then after that, just, like, go so hard for a week or two. And then you're like, yeah, I tried it out, but... Yeah,
and like you said, just focus on going to the gym, because the weight will come off. Yeah, you know, like, because you'll start making that a routine, right? And then maybe that goes into your other habits. You're like, oh, okay, well, I'm better physically, so might as well work on my food a little bit. Yeah, and no doubt. At some point, you just start losing weight, and it's just I don't know. You just gotta just go for it. Not like that guy wrote you, and he probably knows what he has to do. Just like we talk about all the time. You know, it's like, you know exactly what you need to do. It's just, are you really going to do it? And
well, and the thing is too is it's jacked, because like last time podcast I came on here and talked about how jacked the system is.
I think we literally just talked about this too. Right? Yeah.
And it's like, dude, it's actually way more simple than people make it out to be. You consume more calories than you burn, you're gonna gain weight.
What do you think's gonna happen?
Dude, it's just like a teeter-totter, man. Yeah, you put a cheeseburger on this side, you put a small cheeseburger, this one's always gonna outweigh it. You gotta, like, counteract it, right? So when it comes down to it, dude, you just have to find, like, that's why I love fasting, because then I can eat as much as I want in one meal. Yes. Right? I'm, like, still content. I still get all the benefits of whatever fasting provides. But also, too, it's like, I know there's no way I'm going to put on that many calories in one meal. Yeah, no more than 2,000, at least I think, right? Like, I'll be full, and that's it for the day. But it's the people, it's like, I think it's hard, like, to me, eating a 500-calorie meal 3 times or something like that, and then snacking in between, like, that's, like, almost, like,
I can't do it.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, what is this? 500 calories. Like, give me everything, you know? So that's why, too, I thought it was easier. But at the same time, if you work at home, or you're a house mom, whatever, dude, like, being in the kitchen all the time is kind of, like, really hard. You know, you got snacks right there, dude. It's such a hard component.
It's all at your fingertips.
Yeah, dude. So, like, when I'm at the gym and I'm coaching and stuff like that, there's not food in front of me. So it's very easy for me to go till 6 p.m. every night till I eat. But if I'm home on the weekend, best believe I'm going to have brunch probably around 12.
Yeah.
I'm going to just try and make to noon, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
You get lost in it's like one class. You got agility, you got speed.
Yes,
you got this,
exactly.
Boom,
I'm just
boom, boom,
rolling.
Yeah.
And then it's like and I don't only like food getting in my way, but then it's like when it's always there, it's just like you get bored. Like, everyone's done when you get bored. You don't have, like, a few chips. You have, like, half a bag of chips, right? I mean, it just...
I'm good, dude. Yeah, there's still a few more. You'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly, dude. So, it's just kind of figuring it all out. But like I said, it's discipline when it comes down to it.
How do you do it with all the kids? Because I know your kids there's got to be some picky ones in there. So how do you do it?
Hella goodies in the house?
How do you...
Dude, it's like a grocery store in there.
How do you stay healthy?
Grocery store and just moving.
Yeah.
Stay moving, man.
Just keep it, you're like always active, huh? Always. That's how I am. I'm the same way, man.
Always. I mean, fortunately, they're so active too that it's easy just to like be on the go.
Yeah.
And it's like you're like from one thing to another, and you're like, damn, it's noon. We've already done all this. Like, we've done 2 days worth of stuff before noon. All right, let's keep going. Obviously it's a little different now with the heat and whatnot.
Yeah.
The kids, like, they think they can hang outside and they want to be outside.
They can't.
But it just takes a toll on them.
Yeah.
Dude. Who the hell doesn't it?
You look at him and they're just dying. Dude.
It's
you're
rough.
like, fuck, bro. Like, he's like, all right, Dad, it's hot, Dad. It's
Like,
like, yeah, let's go inside.
It's not like you just see it in their face. It's like, let's turn around, let's go home.
It's all red. Yeah.
No, dude, I feel for kids too, because it's like, damn, it's like as if they haven't really been trapped as it is these last few months, and then this whole awful summer that's so predictable here. We always know it's gonna be hot, and then it's like, dude, these kids are just like, I'm not going outside, like, unless I have, like, a good reason to. And it's like...
Well, especially if you're one who sleeps till, like, 10, 11, by then it's already... You're 110.
Yeah. Dude, no doubt.
At least if you're getting up early, you're outside by 8.
Right.
You could get things done. You go play, handle business, come in by, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock,
Yeah, dude, I'll go out there to coach for these kids on the field at 7:30 in the morning. Yeah. I'm breaking a sweat.
Yeah.
Breaking a sweat, dude. Like, I'm like, damn, it's... And I'm finishing by 8:30. I'm out there and I'm like, I have to change my shirt. I'm like, dude, it's ridiculous.
How often are you guys doing that on the field?
Yeah, so we'll do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7:30 a.m. We'll have, it's like there's a $10 drop-in fee for whoever wants to, but really we just focus on really fundamentals. It's mostly just like mechanics and stuff. Like these kids, dude, like they don't need to be doing craziness. Like they just need to know how to run right. Like, most kids, like I hope none of them are watching this, but they're goofy, man. Like they're like they don't even know their left from their right, and they don't even like when they run like sideways sometimes. I'm like, what's going on? So it's like just really basic stuff like that. But then again, also too, any like high school athlete would totally benefit from that because most of the time, too, coach, being a track coach at one point, it's like, dude, your mechanics and your running form and understanding how to do that all correctly will actually help your performance significantly. So and all those different factors. So I think it's really important for everyone. But I'm enjoying it. It's cool. It's just you got to work with it right now with COVID. Gyms are closed, so it looks like we're going to the park. And all these athletes too. I feel for them. They're just trying to find coaches and find other players to kind of prep themselves. And I was thinking about it today too, because like NCAA season is canceled.
I think it's gonna be canceled because Big Ten just said they were and then Pac-12. Yeah, so bro, who's gonna stick? How are they gonna do national championship?
Yeah, they played the safe card. They said that it's postponed
till spring.
Yeah, so
that's what they said. Postponed.
Okay. Yeah, and you have to think, dude. Like all these athletes, they missed their spring already. They're gonna miss fall. It's going to be a full. Was it a full year? A full year and more from them last time they played contact sport. So it's like going to be really interesting to see the level of competition. Like we're going to see too what schools are going to take advantage of, having their players on campus or whatever, and being in the schools that don't have their players on campus. Well, that sucks, man. You're probably going to pay a hefty price for that on the win-loss column. Really.
Speaking on that, there might be a lot of dark horses.
Yeah,
like a lot of random squads that are just good.
Who knows, dude? We'll see.
Because the main ones they're probably they're the ones that are going to be the safest. Right. Obviously, they're the biggest names.
They have the most money.
We don't want them to happen. Yeah, so you're right.
Well, they were talking
some random teams that are pretty good.
They're talking these kids usually are actually healthier too, like not healthier but safer in terms of like where they come from and being able to stay at the university and be able to stay out of trouble and stuff like that. You see all the time. It's like sometimes going back home is really not good. And it's like, can you imagine the trouble that most athletes are getting into right now, just forced to be home, and then like staying away from school more. You're kind of tuning out the whole learning thing and like having a daily schedule. I mean, that's one thing I loved about being an athlete, dude. Like I knew where I had to be all the time.
Yeah.
I knew everything where I had to be, and it's like when you lose that structure and organization, you don't have that discipline in yourself to do it for yourself, then it's like, dude, you could just go anywhere with that.
And that's very hard once you go off and then trying to get yourself back.
Yeah,
man. I remember going from high school and you're just like football. We wake up in the morning before school. We have like agility. You got school. You got practice. You got weight room. You got all that stuff. You got games on Fridays.
No doubt.
And then even like if we do shitty, we might come back on the weekends for something.
Right.
And then when you get done with sports, there's literally nothing making you do shit.
Yeah.
Like nothing. There's no routine. Nothing, bro.
Especially when you've been part of a team sport. You're like, there's other people counting on you.
Yeah,
that's that pressure.
Yeah, bro, I went to college, bro, and they say freshman 15, bro. I got a freshman 50, bro. I was like 270, dude, in college, bro. It trips me out, man. Like, that routine is huge. That having something every day keeping you going is very huge.
And you know what, though, too? Like, I'll say this, too. It's like, sometimes there's, like, athletes do need breaks. And I do like that. They do need their time. They need their break. But at the same time, it's like, dude, sometimes it's best to just keep you rolling. Just stay rolling. Focus on these few things. While it's rolling. Because sometimes when you have a break from it, you're just like, I don't know if I want to. Like that laziness, that natural laziness and content can really just be like settling in you. So it's like good to just keep. When you're young, dude, you have to remember too. There's like humans are crazy. So it's like we're capable of so much, dude. Just keep going, man. Especially while you're young, while you're healthy, while you have the motivation. And also too, it's like you have to earn some worth here now. Like, you're in the real world. You can't just be taking time for yourself. Can't
be hype. You're not hype anymore. Nobody gives a fuck who you are.
Yeah, exactly, dude. I'm like, go get your ass a job, son, at least, or something.
It's so funny, man.
Yeah. So.
How do you do that? Like, how do you deal with these high school kids, especially being like, coaching these football players who think they're like tough shit, and you're like, dude, like, how do you deal with it, like knowing like they're gonna get slapped in the face with like the real world once high school ends, Because I remember being a high school athlete. You think you're the shit, and then once it's over, it's like it's over, bro. Like, and it's really over. You're like, you don't know. Life slaps you in the face. Nobody knows who you are. You're like, you thought you were known by everybody, and high school ends, and it's like, you gotta figure your own life out.
There's so much more into coaching just besides wins, losses, banners. Maybe you guys know flags, patches, whatever it is. It's like at the time, that's it. That's a goal. It's what we're working for. That's everybody wants to raise banners up and stuff.
Yeah.
But ultimately, as a coach, it's like you want to send young men, young women out there. It's like to be a good or excellent, great college student, good boyfriend, girlfriend, eventually a excellent husband, wife.
Yeah.
Just like a good person,
father, a mother, an employee. It's just like. That everything that you carried over, it's like, hey, you did have all this hype in high school, but you earned it. Nobody gave it to you.
No doubt.
I mean, no matter your skill level or whatever, lack of skill, you earned it all. Take that and carry it over to life. Your time management, show, everything you do, your discipline, your work ethic, your commitment. Now just go apply it to something else. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people say, and it's tough. It's tough. I mean, everybody's been there, especially if you've had some success, you've tasted it. You know what it feels like. You're in that light. You walk into a class, a building, a gym. It's like, it feels good. It's like
floating on air.
Yeah. You walk into your workout. You're like, where's all the cheers? But you can still earn that, reputation, that in the work.
Right.
Keep going.
It's like, but it's the same thing. It's with your work. You're showing up. Everybody's like, this guy grinds. This lady grinds. Like, they're always here on time. They're always doing their thing. Especially when no one's watching. Boss is on vacation. They're still here kicking ass. Like, so it's obviously a different kind of hype. But like I said, as a coach, you want to instill all those traits and characters. Are like, we're putting your next generation out there.
Yeah.
It's like at the same time, like, you guys go succeed as humans, as adults, in a marriage, in your business, on your podcast, and your training. It's like, hey, I get a little bit of taste of that. We spend a lot of time working together, or maybe there's just one thing that a coach told you. Yeah. Shoot, maybe sometimes in a negative way. It's like, man, I'm never, sometimes, just whatever kind of influence it was, though.
I was going to ask you that, actually. How do you feel seeing guys you coach? Like, do you learn things from, like, this guy right here, for example? Do you learn anything from him?
Oh, it's awesome.
As he's coaching?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I see him doing things, or anybody out there like who's teaching or coaching, sit there and like break. I mean, what have we always done? Watch film.
Yeah.
Break it down, you know. And it's like, especially a coach or a teacher or anyone in life, like watch what other people are doing.
Have to, man.
Like they say, like especially teachers, like you're in the business of begging, borrowing, stealing. Like, yo, I like that idea. I'm taking it.
Yeah,
I like that, but I'm gonna put my own little twist on it because we all have our own different styles. You know, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna put my little twist on it, or I got my own little swag. I'm gonna do it. You know, but you're always watching, like, you know, and Robbie's gonna do things with kids, be able to connect with ways that I might not be able to. But it's like, let's see what he's doing. What's he, you know, what tricks does he have that I don't, or maybe I haven't dove that deep with, or anything like that, you know. So, and it's cool. Like now you're starting to see guys and you know, coaching. Obviously, I say women because track, but it's coming for full circle. Like graduating, weddings, military graduations, kids. Like
it's crazy.
Yeah, man. I just went to a wedding a few weeks ago. Like it was a trip. You know, it's like you're seeing. It's full circle.
Kids.
It's such a huge growth jump, especially if it's only even 4 years. But in that 4 years, you went from graduating high school to graduating college. Now you have to be a productive member of society. It's just like seeing, and then all of a sudden, it's really cool too. I think like seeing other people. You know, like Brian Mello too. Like Brian hit the ground running so fast. And Brian was my teammate, my fullback my year. And
I grew up with him.
Okay, so you know Brian. I think you guys
grew up with him in Blythe.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Kids, bro. Dude. I played Pop Warner with him.
Right.
Verdict Boys.
Well, I'm not even. It's no surprise his success at this point. But seeing this dude, I think by like 21. Already, you know, as a Marine, working his way up, and he's a corporal right now. He got married, I think, before 21. He's got a kid at like 22. Like, he's getting all these things figured out. He's planning, and he loves to do his plans. Like, I gotta get my classes done by this point, because at this point, if I graduate from here, and then after that I'm done with my term, then I can immediately apply. And it's like, dude, this guy's really, like, trying to provide for his family. Like, he's really, and I'm like, damn, that's crazy, because even though I think, like, I'm staying busy, I'm like, this dude's on a whole other level. He's got a wife and a child. So it's like, and not only that, like he's a Marine, and then he also has to still finish school. I'm like, this guy's got a lot going. So it's really interesting to see too at such a young point, like just getting it all done at once. Like I think that's so sick, you know, because like I think carrying that kind of load, it's really impressive. It really is seeing that. It's like cool to see the, like I said, the jump from senior year to whatever now is, I guess, even freshman year. I mean, dude, damn, it's like that's. We all know each other.
Grown ass man, straight responsibilities. Yeah.
Really, dude. Like when they say make you feel old, it's like, damn, dude. I met Coach Flores as a freshman, so I'm like, dude, I am now like graduated college. So I'm like, that's like a lot. I have to count, you know, both hands like on that one. So, you know.
How do you feel? Speaking of, you know, you're coaching the next generation. How do you feel about this generation coming up? Like, how do you feel about this country? How do you feel about? Do you think we're like in going in the right direction, especially with everything going on? Like, fucking Portland and Seattle, didn't they just vote to defund the police? Like, how do you guys feel about our country as a whole, especially, you know, our young people? Because we're gonna be the leaders pretty soon.
It is funny because, you know, I just think everyone is. I've had a lot of people on social media. It's like, hey, you know, you've been pretty quiet about this. Or pretty quiet about that.
They write you about that?
Yeah, you know, it's like, why aren't you out there at that march? Or why aren't you? It's like, look, you know, and my feeling is like, it's a lot of crazy shit going on. You know, no doubt. I go, but I think if everyone took care of business under their own roof, that could solve so many problems.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, there's so many teenagers right now. They weren't born racist.
No,
like they didn't come out. They weren't 2 years old. They were racist little 2, 3, 4. They don't know that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's something that's learned. You teach it. You learn it. You absorb it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'll tell people like, man, love. That's it, man. Like, whoa, that's all you have. I wrote you this big old thing, or ask you this. Like I said, if you could handle what's under your roof, you could teach love. You could teach respect, honesty, integrity, all that shit. Like, a lot of things are gonna take care of themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, you're not going to have a whole lot of issues. You know, like it's cool to see there are a lot of people, you know, pushing forward with movements that are doing things the right way. You know, obviously not all the crazy shit, you know, shooting at cops and looting and busting into places, breaking down small business. And we go on and on. You guys have seen everything. And obviously there's more negativity going on right now than positive. And all the positive kind of gets put in the dark shadow. But a lot of things I just feel like under your roof, man. Handle it.
Handle your shit. Kind of focus on things you can control. Mindset. And I feel like a lot of people too, especially, like nowadays, a lot of people feel like they're not much, so they want to be part of a difference. They want to be part of a movement. Right. So obviously, this, they go out and they're trying to be part of a movement, and I don't know, man. They're trying to make their mark on the world somehow. And it might not be in the right way, I feel like. Especially with defunding the police or something. Right. I just saw that vote to defund the police. I was like... And then pay them less, correct? Yeah. It's like, bro, who's going to be a cop now?
Yeah.
Who
are we now you want some schmucks defending your family, your city. And that's why, to me, I think it's baffling. Because, like I said, like there has to be progress. There's always got to be some sort of progress in terms of how we treat people. Always finding a way to do things better, right? Like, we should... Like, that's common sense. However, it's like... Okay, we need to do better. We need more training. We need more practical experience for these officers to handle these situations better. We need, obviously, more time and basic and training and stuff like that to get them to understand more high-stress situations, handle it better. It's like, well, then you want to defund the police when they need more money for more training, for more fun. To me, it's like it's kind of a backwards concept. It's like, if you're really that frustrated, you need to put more money into our police force so that we can have better training, we can put all these things together, we can have more situation-like stuff where it's like, hey, we're dealing with this particular situation, and then we can find a way to regress, right? Rather than making things escalate, right? I mean, I think it's really important to understand that. But also, too, it's like, damn, man, I think no matter what side of the spectrum you're on, that media stuff, bro, is just evil. Yeah.
It's bad. Just evil. It's bad, bro.
So evil, bro. I just look at both sides and I'm like, you're telling people this, you're telling people that. It's no wonder we hate. Like, so much people hate each other, dude. It's
like, tell me how fake this whole thing is when Joe Biden just announced Kamala Harris is his running mate when she just called him racist. Like, come on, we're bullshitting. Like, this is. I'm like, bro, this is a movie show. Like, Donald Trump isn't cool either. But I'm just saying, like, it just doesn't make sense. No, like, we're all fucking around. This isn't real life.
You look at, we have the United States of America, 330 million people. We have so much wisdom, so many smart people, right? So much charismatic people, and it's like, we got Joe Schmo and we got freaking Mr. Trump, and we're like, what, dude? Like, there's gotta be a cool even, yes, dude. Bro. And I was like, how? Like, there's gotta be somebody who's just like, it's my time, right? I'm hoping that somebody with
Kanye 2020.
I know, dude. I'm like, it's getting worse. The choices get worse every turn, bro. And the thing is, I'm not a politician. I don't like even get into it because
I don't even vote, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I don't vote.
Dude, the thing is though, I can't stand people who will literally not befriend you or not talk to you, hurt you physically, say things mean to you over your political beliefs, like. Bro, I don't care what you believe in as long as you're cool to me.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't care one damn bit, man. I'm going to treat you like a human being, bro. And I don't understand how, like, all of a sudden now it's like, oh, well, hold on. What are your political beliefs before I even, like, have this conversation with you? So, like,
you like Trump, he's racist. Yeah. I like Biden, he's a child molester. It's okay. Come on, bro. Okay, that's not real. It was a joke.
Well, the problem, too, is, like, people feel like it has to be right and wrong. It's like, well, how about the fact that there's perspective?
Yeah.
How about perspective, dude? Like, maybe this person was grown up in this situation, so that's why they see this type of the situation or topic that way. And this other person, however, while it's understandable, they see it this way because this is how they were raised or a certain situation or, scenario. So, like, to me, when it gets it's such it's a complex situation to begin with. But at the same time, it's just understanding. Understand where people come from. Just put yourself in their shoes a little bit more. And then just take a more, 50-50 approach to it. I'm going to look at this and put the two together, and that's how I'll make my judgments. But it's not. What's
kind of crazy is maybe in the last 20 years. Because I remember being a kid, I remember politicians, and I don't know because I was an adult, obviously. I was just a kid, but I just felt like they were looked at as, big people in the country. They looked like they were good people, right? They took care of us. They were doing what's best for the country. And now everybody looks like a fraud. Every single person,
politician has the worst connotation surrounding that name. Like, you think politician, you don't think helpful. You don't think nice. You don't think charismatic. You're just crooked. You're sometimes a bad person. I don't even know you, but you're a bad person because you have politician around your name. It's like, damn, bro, it's it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's like, well, they did that to themselves to create that connotation around them. But also, too, it's like, once I said, the media, dude, it's like, sometimes I'm like looking at this stuff and all, it's completely like flipped. You know, look at one station says this, other station says that. And then the worst part is it's like, now people don't know how to decipher what truth is. And that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Yeah. Like, I really think that's
very hard to find the truth.
Exactly.
Because it's like,
where do you go?
You go to news, and news isn't objective. Yeah. You know, that's just a subjective point of view. It's like, this is what I think. You know, I'm
right.
Whatever.
And it's okay. If you want to tell me your opinion, that's fine. But don't force your opinion into being the facts or the truth.
Yeah.
Don't do that. You know, it just seems simple to me. But at the same time, it's like, whatever, man. I'm gonna just continue doing my thing. I'm not gonna let nobody jack up my energy. You know, I'm always, like I said, treat people right. I'm never gonna put political beliefs. Like, it's just funny to me. Why would I not be your friend because of that? You know, like, unless you absolutely are racist or some type of bad person, I don't care, man. I really don't. So it's kind of interesting seeing the whole spectrum, but whatever, dude. We're just one day at a time, man.
Exactly.
And it's good people who create good energy, who treat people right. I mean, dude, it's like, have you ever had someone pay for your drink at the drive-thru?
Yeah, like in front of pretty cool.
You're like, damn it, I'm gonna do it for the person behind me.
You have to. You know, no choice. Yeah,
one act of kindness, bro. That can just do so much.
I always wonder who fucks it up. You know? There's a guy that's like, fuck them, bro.
He's just like,
pull around the corner, just wait to see who's like,
dude,
he's probably the same guy who doesn't put his shopping cart back. You know, too.
Hey, have you seen those guys on Instagram?
No.
There's a guy that I forgot what they're called, but they're called cart narcs. And they'll go and they'll, like, if somebody doesn't put their car back, they'll follow them and be like, hey, can you guys put the car back? They'll like,
that is funny, bro.
They'll park their car, like, behind them, their car, so they can't even pull
out.
They'll just, like, hit the cart and, like, dude. And then they'll have, like, a sticker, like a bumper sticker saying, like, they got caught by the cart narcs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, dude. Just dumb shit, bro.
When it comes down to it, man, it's like they put the carts in every aisle, right? It's a freaking 30 seconds of your time, you know, just do the right thing. But it's like, I see all the time, bro, like, especially like in your spot. Like, you go to pull in a spot and there's like 2 carts like right there where you're parking. And you're like, that's awesome. Thanks, Dick.
Where the worst is like there's the cart rack and there's a shopping cart right next to it.
Couldn't make it in.
I was laughing. I saw this meme not too long ago. The shopping cart's right here, just about to be in it. And it says, this was the guy that cost your whole team extra wind sprints because he never touched the line. Never made it to the line. It's like, now you're still doing it in some way or form, you know? It's like,
dude, don't even bring me back. Dude, I remember.
I'm getting nauseous already, dude.
Shit, that brings me back to Malik a few times. Fucking be like, you guys run, Malik, just stand there. Watch him. What the fuck, bro? Fuck you, dude. You know, like, bro. Oh, my God.
Hey, dude, it is what it is, man. Just roll with the punches sometimes. You
know,
like that's one thing I look back. Coolest thing about all that conditioning shit, it's just like, well, I'm here.
Right.
You know, I'm like, I thought that shit was the end of the world, but look at my ass is just fine right here.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just gotta keep reminding yourself. But dude, sometimes, man, when you're suffering in the moment, dude, your head's just going places. You're like, just end it now. Just walk away. You're like, no, don't do it. You know, all that stuff. So
that's what's crazy. I trip out too on kids that didn't play any sports. On kids that didn't get any. I feel like they didn't get any of that push. You know, and I wonder, like, whoa, that's kind of hard. I don't know where they get it from. Where you learn a lot of those skills from, getting pushed that hard, especially as a kid. It's like, where does that?
That's got it.
Where do you get that?
The easiest
besides
way
sports?
to apply it to life, because you can actually enjoy it while kind of going through a little bit of suffering to understand what it's like to persevere.
Yeah.
And it's the only thing that you can make applicable to a child for like later in life.
Yeah.
But also too, it's like, man, I've had so many friends. Like, I know we can all say we have so many friends because of sports. It's like, regardless of sports for my athletic capabilities, how about sports for the friendships that I'll have forever? You know, like, that's a whole other component of it too.
Yeah.
Like, that's why your kid should play sports, whether he's a total freaking goof riding third bench, you know, just totally off on the bench, you know, never plays. Whatever, man. He's still gonna have friends, you know, like, at least if he's cool, you know, he'll get along with a few kids, he'll carry that on for a while, you know, and so it's like, that's why it's important too.
You have a sense of belonging.
Man.
You know, you're associated with something, you have this network, and it's like, it goes beyond, you know.
Well, that's happened to me on this podcast. I didn't even really know you, and it was just basically just from sports, you know. It's just like, I kind of knew you played football, I played football, and then you coached me. So, sports just builds the network.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I've been dying. Like, now that the basketball's back, I'm like I'm so, just to watch basketball. And, like, now I'm glad this preseason games will be over soon, right? Like it'll be starting. The playoffs will be starting. Like I think this upcoming week.
I don't even know.
I don't know, but either way, I was so fired up for NBA to come back too, because like now I'm starting to watch golf a little bit more too. I think golf is pretty sick, pretty hard sport. I don't
watch it, dude.
Can't play it. I can't play it, bro. My swing is ugly, but dude, sports is just. You can see people are just dying to watch more sports. It's just really, really.
UFC. I watch a lot of UFC.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, and I saw too. Who's fighting? They just scheduled a fight between Khabib and Gaethje.
Oh yeah,
but
they got fighting. I think this weekend or next weekend they got Miocic versus Cormier,
which is
gonna be. You watch UFC at all?
Here
you
watch
most of my buddies. I
watch boxing. I love boxing.
Really?
Love
That's
boxing.
Your thing?
Love boxing. You know what I watch? You're gonna laugh. Watch NASCAR.
Really?
You know what? I've seen you on Instagram. You go to your NASCAR events every once in a while.
How?
Yeah, see that to me when you're like.
I always liked it growing up. It was just interesting. Like when you actually sit there and watch, there's so much strategy in it and communication. There's a lot. Like we're talking about tires. We got to make this adjustment and just a little torque on that. It makes the world of a difference.
And it's a team sport. I mean, you got your whole pit crew, right? That's hella involved.
And most of those guys, if you look them up, most of them are ex-college football players and wrestlers.
Really?
Yeah. You look at all their bios, most of them are college athletes.
What?
Yeah.
That's great, because you have to wonder, too, how do you get into that? You gotta have money, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, you gotta have
especially being a driver, you gotta have.
And now you got people, your pit crew, your parts, your gas, your equipment, your trailer, dude, it's
have you been to live events?
Yeah.
How is that live? Going to
the loudest thing you
can't even imagine.
Hear. I don't even care if you have the headphones on, whatever. It's loud. It's loud. It's a riot.
Dude,
it's like,
it is. I've been to one, and it was loud.
If you want to talk about crazy fans, like NASCAR fans are nuts.
Psycho rednecks.
They're crazy. They're crazy.
Any good fights in the stands? Is that a common
thing? What? No.
Because you don't think... It's not like you have compete... I mean, there's like... How many? 30, 40 different cars or whatever? Right? So it's not like you have one team against the other and it's like, it's like everyone they're probably just watching the race for the most part. It's not like they really 100%. It's like offensive,
Yeah,
who's
exactly.
losing.
Yeah. Most people. Do you have a favorite guy? Are you like, this is my motherfucker?
Yeah, Brad Keselowski.
Okay.
Kind of just a dickhead dude. Shows up. I don't really have any friends. I just show up, do my thing, and it's like... An aggressive driver. It's like there's a few laps left. I gotta bump you to get up. It's like I'm gonna bump your ass.
Yeah, dude.
I'm trying to win, bro.
And that's what it is. Yeah.
Hey, if you ain't first, you're last, right?
Right.
Damn it, dude.
But I kind of drifted away from obviously from diehard college football. I watched that till the end of time. Yeah. But Mason, growing up, my oldest, he just became like this little. My wife bought him a NASCAR. The Kyle Busch M&M car.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah.
And then he had 1, then he had 10, then he had 20. He must have like 200 or 300 NASCAR.
No kidding, really? That's his thing now.
So like growing up, it was funny because he never called, Home Depot. I was like, oh, there's the Tony Stewart store. He'd call everything. There's the Jimmy Johnson stores, Lowe's.
The NASCAR guys.
So everybody had their little. Dude. There was never McDonald's. There was Subway.
It's so funny.
That's hilarious.
That's great advertisement. You have to think about that, right? Kids associate, or I'm sure even some adults too, because like I remember too associating their car with the color and like because I think.
I'm trying to remember what Jeff
that makes
Gordon
perfect sense.
I remember Jeff
Gordon.
The
DuPont car.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it's because all different colors. Bro.
Dude, no, it's actually really interesting. They take advantage of that. They take full advantage of like getting kids to be captivated by stuff like that, right? I mean, it's what helps continue to grow the sport, right? I mean, there has to be some type of generation that now becomes the fans of the new sport.
That's crazy. What on top of that, how kids get just into something. Like how he just got into like that
And he'd be funny because he'd watch everything from the pre-show, the whole race, whether it was 300-400 laps, to the post-race. It was a 7-8 hour day. He'd be sitting there just like watching it. He'd have all his cars lined up, and it was funny. The leaderboard like, oh, Kyle Busch is in front. He'd move his car. Oh, so-and-so in front, he'd move him up from like 8th to 2nd. Like, you just sit there all day and watch NASCAR.
Creativity, man. Gotta appreciate
so
it.
Crazy.
That's why toys are like crucial. I don't know if you heard, but the toy industry is like totally on the verge of collapse right now because most the toy industry is already sucking because most kids like toys based off on movies, right? Yes, tablets, right? What are they watching? Their tablets, freaking movies with animated characters. So now it's like all these movies are being delayed and stuff like that. and they pre-make the toys before the movie's released. So when it's released, boom, here's our new toy, right? But now with all this being delayed, all these stores are basically withholding these toys because they're like, I don't know what to do. Do I release this toy? Or, because we already invested so much, we're getting no return on it because no one's buying, right? I mean, crazy how this whole COVID situation has had a complete domino effect on all of that. It's like toys, right? You wouldn't even think, right? I mean, right. At some point that's affected.
The craziest thing that I heard was Joe Rogan had some guy on his podcast, and the guy said this whole pandemic just showed all the countries what you can do to a capitalistic country. Like you can just, if you just fuck up their whole industry and you make them shut down, like where people can't go to work, it just fucks up everything. Right. There's not one person in charge of all that shit.
Well, it's a bonus because it's like, yes, we all rely on each other to raise ourselves up, right? But when we take one out or a bunch of us out, then we just collapse. Yeah, it really is, and that's why.
Which is kind of crazy because the stock market hasn't really collapsed. They're still kind of.
I need to learn more about that. Joe Rogan had a guy on like last week or 2 weeks ago. It was Peter Schiff, economist, and financial advisor, and this dude was so.
He's like, bro, we're fucked.
So dude. He was like,
hey, give me a beer right there. That's speaking of we're fucked. I need a beer because that's
stressed me out. Man.
Dude. Oh my god.
No, dude. He was basically saying too that it's like for the amount of money that we're printing right now in the United States, the Federal Reserve prints for every dollar we're worth like 55 cents. So inflation is getting out of control. California's out of money right now because of unemployment, right? Trump just signed another executive order to give another $600 a week.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he's like 400 or something
like that. And I'm like, oh boy, it's ramping up right now, ain't it? I'm like, I don't know. He was like, this dude, Gavin Newsom's like, we don't got any more money. Yeah. And Trump's like, you better give him more money. And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. Good to be in California right now, right? I mean, not to mention, I think we're the most dense in terms of what the cases are, right? I mean, I think we're one of the most dense states.
Which would make sense because the population.
Population is far greater, too.
Yeah, exactly. The highest population.
Yeah, dude. Crazy.
But dude, that guy was basically saying, like he kind of was a believer in Trump when he was going.
Yes, exactly.
Then he's like basically after this whole COVID thing, Trump basically was like, his whole thing was, I'm gonna get rid of the bubble, like the inflation bubble.
Yes, exactly.
And he's like, I'm just gonna keep this bubble
keep
going.
Spending.
Yeah, we're gonna keep making this look okay. As long as we're in a pandemic, I don't want it to crash. So he's
and that's why he explains. He was like,
going.
if he wanted to be, if he really cared, he would be the guy to let America's financial collapse happen now.
Yeah,
because we're prolonging something that's gonna crash so bad, dude. And the more we keep printing more money and spending more government spending, and also he talks about it too. It's like, why is the government buying out all these corrupt companies that are doing all these bad practices and stuff like that, and the government is coming in and saving these big corporate banks and these huge businesses, and it's like, dude, this is America. You do something wrong, you suck, you fail, you go out, right? Why is the government all of a sudden saving these? It's like
as all the small mom and pops and everybody.
Yeah, right. And it's like
everything.
That's the one thing too I appreciated. His perspective is like, dude, this is exactly why less government is good, because you just put it in the people's hands and then tax the shit out of them, so they can actually save money more rather than using it on more government spending that goes to. I mean, who knows?
That guy did have
whatever, dude.
That guy had a very interesting point. He's like, "Hey, man, you need to have money saved up for a rainy day." But Joe Rogan's like, "Dude,
it's been like 5 months.
It's like a 5 month rainy day." He's like, "Bro,
when's it gonna stop raining?"
Yeah, he's like, "Bro, how much money do you need saved up?" Like,
dude, straight up. That's why I'm like, and he talks about it too. It's like back in the 50s and stuff like that, or it was the 40s or 50s before taxes started going up and being very prevalent. It's like people saved. People had a lot of money. And he just talks about how it's like, dude, like things have just kind of changed in America, not necessarily for the greater good.
Yeah.
He talks about too, like Joe brings up the concept of like, oh, a kid who has a okay job, he can get finance for a new Corvette, the 2020 Corvette. What does he do? Of course, he goes and buys it rather than buying a used car and then finding a way to put that money elsewhere to save. But it's like, no, we're always trying to entice people with nice shit and putting them into more, having more, more debt and stuff like that, and having to have put up
good
more
credit.
Loans. Yes, exactly.
It's
the backbone of America, right?
Exactly.
Credit, right?
Finance it.
Yes, exactly.
They say if you're not in debt, you're not American.
Oh, really? That's a good saying. That sounds real.
That is pretty good.
Another line of credit, 0% interest. Yeah, give me that.
I mean, dude, any kid who goes to college, usually they're walking out
all over campus and shit. Yeah.
They're walking out already, like, before they even start their life. They're already in debt. Like, congratulations, welcome to America.
Bro, the funniest thing I hear.
Here's your mortgage. I don't have a house. Yeah, but this is your student loan.
That'll come later.
It's like a house, you know? So here you go.
Dude, crazy.
Bro,
crazy.
The funniest shit I heard is on one of the podcasts I was doing with the community. He's like, dude, like, we're trillions in debt. Like, when is somebody gonna collect? Like, when are they gonna collect their money, bro? Like, what? Like,
I saw a funny.
When is China gonna be like, dude, we need our money, bro? Like,
yeah, I saw the funniest thing too. It was like the world owes $25 trillion or something like that. It's some headline. It's the what? To who? Who do we owe $25? Like, what is this even going to? You know? But it's like I feel like everyone's just taking loans from each other. I think too they were saying like Gavin Newsom requested a loan from China. I think a few weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, Trump denied it.
Oh, that's kind of good.
Well, I guess I don't even know. I'm like, why China, man? Out of all the fucking countries,
you can't take a loan from them, dude.
Craziness, dude. It's just like everything is like you said, dude. It's the backbone of just loans and being in debt and stuff like that. It's craziness, but at the same time, it's like that's why you kind of have to like be educated. I wish they would educate kids better.
Dude, I was literally gonna bring that up. What do you feel like educated? Because I feel like our younger generation knows nothing about real life.
Yeah, but that'd be something too. Instead of like, you think okay, I get to my senior year in high school. Right. Yeah, shit, I could be unscheduled. I could be a TA.
And people do that. I did that shit.
Well, of course, yeah, but who does it? As a tractor, like, I'm leaving after lunch, whatever it is. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, all right, well, now we're gonna put you. I think now they have a class. Most schools do. It's called like financial literacy, and they're teaching kids. It's like, hey, here's your bank account. Put them in real life scenarios. Here's your budget for the month. Here's what you make. Here's what you got to pay out. Or putting them in a class. Let's say you got to go to college and take a student loan out. Well, don't go get this 15% loan. Here's a 3% loan that's going to be a little bit better for you.
What does APR even mean?
Yeah.
Right. What is a mortgage?
Right? And I'm not sure if they did it at APU, but you get to some college universities, there's freaking MasterCard with a booth there on your campus. Here's a card. Here you go. Take it. Like, hell yeah, I'm going to take this. We'll go buy a big screen TV for my dorm, my house, whatever. I'm going to do this.
Yep.
And it's like 20-something% interest. Like, whoa, this is going to take me like 15 years to pay off my life. A TV.
And I'm exactly. It's craziness too, because it's like you have to think, and then he explains this guy, Peter Schiff, explains on Joe Rogan about how it's like before when you went to college, the reason why college is so expensive now is because the bank started allowing for students to apply for loans so they didn't have to have a summer job to pay for college. So as soon as colleges started understanding that, wow, these banks are handing out all these loans left and right for students, we can increase price, right? And then it became a competition. Like, oh, well, we have the nicer shit, right? And it's like, and then it became a competition for like nicer equipment, nicer stadium, nicer sports, nicer whatever. And then all of a sudden, that also increases tuition and significantly. And now it's like dude, AP was $50,000. I didn't pay that, but damn, dude, I'm like $50,000.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'm walking out with $200K. For a bachelor's, and that doesn't get you nowhere now, right? That doesn't get you nowhere now, and I'm like, that's like evil, man.
That is so crazy. $50,000 a year.
Don't understand it.
And but it's funny because you go to like some countries in Europe, and
dude,
but it's free.
Yeah,
you're going to college.
And it's good college.
Or if you're a shitty student coming out of high school, or whatever, you have to pay for college. So it's like if you're one of those persons, choices, you have to pay. It's like. You're paying for college. Like, I'm getting it for free. Because they want to educate everybody in their country. They want everyone to be successful.
It's a great
go to their trades. Yeah. It's like we don't want a bunch of bums. You know?
And now it's like, oh well, everyone's going. That's what explains why it wasn't good to tell every freaking kid to go to college, because now everyone goes to college. What is the importance of having a degree now? It means nothing.
Zero.
He talks about capital, right? Like you have to have capital to yourself. Right?
That's why I wish schools would do better too. And I think they're getting. It's improving, like pushing kids toward like, man, let's say for me, it's like, I don't want to go to college.
Yeah.
I want to be a crane operator, heavy machinery.
Right.
I want to get into welding, and I want to take over my parents or
Christian
family's.
Delgado, dude. SpaceX,
exactly.
Like big fucking move.
I want to do HVAC. It's like, okay, well, here's where you got to go to get your certifications to do this X, Y, Z.
Yes.
Here you go.
I'll
be successful in it now. Like, college isn't for everybody, man.
Big fan of trade school, dude. If you can go straight into a profession, you know you want it, and you could take the schooling in 9 months, a year, and you walk out with, I don't know, like probably a lot less debt than you would if you went to or none, exactly. You just pay it out of pocket. Holy crap, man. One, you just spent way less time. You're in no debt to little or way less debt. And then also you're already employed. You did the trade school, you get into your job, and boom, you're hitting the ground running. So it's like, I don't know, it's like it's just jacked up. Like, why are we forcing kids to think like that's the only option here in America? Get a degree, right? Then you get your degree, oh, you gotta get your master's at least. Now it's like, well, if I want to be successful, I have to have a doctorate? What? Wow, well, how is that the standard?
I'm not doing that.
I'm like,
that's crazy. That's too many years.
I just graduated too, bro. I'm like, I'm good for a few years at least until I decide to make that return. But at the same time, it's like, I also realized, dude, there's some badass people out there who got no schooling. You know, they made it happen. They found a way.
We've gotten to that age where schooling, and we've kind of realized, like,
it's kind of a shame.
Who are the teachers?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's teaching us? Because a lot of people that aren't teaching have gotten a lot farther than those teachers.
Well, and then the social aspect of college is taking over so much more than the education you're going to get. Yeah. Or it's like, oh, where are you going to go? I'm going to Cal State Fullerton. Why? It's like, I'm going to Cal State Fullerton. Why? Why? This, that. I'm going to ASU.
What? So
what? U of A. I'm
for
like,
what? Yeah,
beer chunks off the balcony.
What's your major, bro?
To major in business. Like 30,000 other people. Bro. You don't even know what you can do with that business.
It's true, though, dude.
It's that you see everything out there, and you know, like social media pumps it up, or hey, I'm going there. Why? It's like, man, they're football team. It's like, have you seen their football team or this or that? It's like, so it's hard, you know, if you're someone who's easily influenced or you just don't really have a plan. You're like, well, I'm going to go to college.
Well, and you know, the evil thing too, though, is that the schools have to kind of they have to let the partying thing kind of happen because there has to be some type of incentivism to our school. It's fun. Right. Yeah, exactly. So if they have cool parties and stuff like that, it's like, all right, well, I guess we'll be kind of more lenient on the party thing because when kids come on their visit, right,
or stay with their best athletes here.
Yeah, exactly, right. Yeah, when the athletes come through. Now I went to Christian school, so my visit was over by 10 p.m. I had to wake up at 5 a.m. the next morning for a workout, just to go through the gym and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, that was my visit. I didn't go party.
They didn't have strippers and shit?
No! I know there's schools out there who like, coaches like, hey boys, take the recruit out on a
Let him have fun.
Right?
Make sure he comes here.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, that's your fault.
He's signing today.
He's not signed by next week. It's your fault, kid.
He's a commit.
You'll never get another recruit again. No. Like, we're not giving you any more recruiting trips.
It's great, but dude, it gets kids to go, man, because they're so caught up in not really the important shit, but it's like, I'm here to have fun. So, I mean, like, if they have good parties here, then I'm gonna send it. You know, it's just like, oh man, it's kind of getting really twisted out there in terms of what the priorities are. But at some point, I feel like
I was just talking to this kid that was barely getting into high school, and that's what I told him. I was like, bro, at least focus at least through high school, bro. Don't be partying in high school and shit. Because at least get to college and then party then. Get a scholarship to college and you know, actually like feel like you actually like made it somewhere. You
high school partying thing.
I was like, high school is a shit. Yeah, I was like you're not even partying, bro.
Every time you throw a party, you get shut down because you're all minors, and then you can't really access alcohol because you're a minor. And then it's like, dude, any type of trouble, like if you it could easily interfere with your sport. It could easily it always goes south in high school. It's like, dude, you could definitely, 100%, I agree, you could definitely wait till college to kind of get those urges out. But it's like, also, too, man, your foundation is high school. If you didn't learn shit in high school, then that means you also don't know what you like, right? Yeah. If you learn nothing, then you have to walk away with something like, hey, I enjoyed this class, or learning about this. Maybe I would like to take this course or something, right? I mean, that's what you should be thinking.
And honestly, not to take away from college, like, I enjoyed college. I went to community college, and I actually enjoyed my classes. I enjoyed my teachers. I feel like I actually learned a lot, and I actually, they taught me real life shit, and they actually made learning fun for me compared to high school. High school is very boring, but
high school is really, really just one of those things now where it's like, here's the paper for today. It's fill in the blank. Look right in the textbook. It's all the same sentences, just basically copied onto here. You just fill it in. It's like, what, man?
It's so stupid, bro.
And that's what they talk about too. It's like the ability to have like critical thinking as a young child. You need to develop that because they talk about too is like parents who never let their kid do their homework without like telling them the answer over their shoulder, always helping them. They'd never ever develop the confidence to be able to critically think and get through shit and have to struggle a little bit. Yeah. In their head, they're like, well, I can't do it, so I need to ask so-and-so. Right? It's like you have to give kids confidence by allowing them to struggle and then finding how to do it on their own.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that's not a thing anymore. There's no critical thinking. It's just, did you look for it?
Bro, that's parenting in general, bro. You
Straight up.
You almost
don't be a helicopter parent.
You don't want to be. You can't be, but you gotta have a nice balance, bro. You don't want to be a helicopter, but you don't want to just be a free parent. You're just fucking
be on your kid to be a good kid, but don't be on your kid to be perfect. To have all the answers for them. Let them struggle a little bit. But I guess it's easier said than done. I don't have a child. I mean, Coach Folk could probably speak on that.
Yeah, you have the most kids. So and you got the oldest kids too. So
and it's funny. Like, I think like one of the biggest compliments that Megan and I receive is like that our kids are just really well balanced.
Yeah.
We've exposed them to so much. They've seen a lot, they've heard a lot, they've experienced a lot.
It's important.
To already know in their young minds, like, here's my likes, here's my dislikes, here's my interests. I mean, from everything from places we've been to music they've heard, sports that we've like. Our kids like, you're gonna go play everything under the sun.
Yeah.
Like you're doing football, you're gonna do track, you're gonna do soccer. I mean, they're doing flag football right now, baseball, dance, wrestling. Like, eventually you're gonna find your niche.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, one day, man, I got like Too Short on the radio, and then 5 minutes later, there's Kenny Chesney, and there's a Bob Marley. There's like, there's everything. There's everything. So they've heard so much. It's like they've been to, it's a blessing going to amusement parks, being able to see that. My in-laws like live out in the country. Like population of the town they live in, there's like maybe 50 people.
Nice.
Maybe.
Cool.
Like we're out there bottle feeding cows.
Yes,
out there with my youngest, our 2-year-old's out there going to get eggs from the chickens and stuff. Like, they've done the city stuff. So it's like they've just, like I said, it's just the biggest compliment than being around other kids or even adults. Like, dang, your kids are like pretty well rounded. Like they know what.
They adapt to their environment.
They do, and they're like, "Oh yeah, well I did this here, but I can't do that there. We should do this because one time we did that." It's like so they experience 100%. A lot in a young time, and they just like any kid, they absorb it.
That's so crazy is how much they do absorb. You're like, damn, they just learn so much stuff. Dude, my 4-year-old is just like a pro drummer, dude. He just I didn't teach him. He just started drumming, started learning the beats like on his own. And just started making fucking beats, bro.
And that's like the coolest thing is we all have something that we're a little bit better at or like a little bit more than everything else, right? Yeah. And it's cool to see how kids just already figured that out at a young age, right? Like, I mean, everyone will figure it out at some point, but it's really cool seeing like a kid that's like 5 or 6 years old who's already like, oh, I know this is like his favorite sport or this is what he likes to do in his free time or whatever. It's like kind of see like, all right, you already have a feel for who you are, what you like to do. And I agree too, like, dude, diversity and variety are so important. In any aspect, dude. Like, you gotta get... And I appreciate my dad for that, too. Because same with music, dude, I could play Italian opera or country or freaking straight gangsta hip-hop. Like, whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Well, and then also, too, being able to go to different places. Going to Mexico, doing some trips down there to serve, like, building houses and stuff like that. But then going to Hawaii, which is cool.
You went over there to build houses?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think I was in, like, I was in a youth group, stuff like that when I was a little kid. And it's like, dude, and, like...
How did you feel as a kid going there and doing that? Because I don't think a lot of kids do that.
We pulled up in a motorhome because my dad, we had a pretty nice motorhome, of course, and we're going to help because, we're fortunate. It's like we get there and like these kids are like seeing the motorhome and they're literally going like, money, money, money.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, bro, like that's what they see us as. Like probably like spoiled, rich, have everything. You're living at the top of life, so it's like, well, it's not really the case, but also, too, damn, that just shows how, like, probably bad it is for them to think that we're just kings, right? As I roll up in my motorhome with the big family, and we have, like, toys on the back, right? I mean, it's just, you start realizing, you're just like, damn, it really is a whole different world out there, and that's why, too, kind of referring back to something we were talking about earlier about politics, like, dude, people talk so much shit on America, but do you realize how much Americans do for other countries, and whether it be serving, whether it be the aid that we give them for food, whether it's protection in terms of like military and being able to protect certain things, like dude, America makes a lot of places more safe, and if we can understand that it's like for the most part, we really do mean well. Yeah.
We just know that that's not a big news story.
Yeah, it's not a big news story. Exactly.
It's positivity. It's feel good. It's everything. It's unity. It's like. That doesn't sell though.
No, exactly.
How can we stir more controversy, right? And that's why too I hate it because I'm just like, you know what, man, it's just too much, man. You just have to understand. It's like you have to take everything with a grain of salt and be able to really appreciate your situation as an American. It's like, dude, I have freedom. I can do pretty much really whatever I want for the most part. Now it's like kind of getting questionable. It's like a lot of people being forced into doing things because of the current situation. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you realize people can't go to church in other countries. Like women can't wear certain clothes without getting killed, right?
Like how bad are our problems, like, compared to everybody else?
How bad
We're
are
not
your
perfect,
problems,
obviously,
right?
But how bad are they?
Exactly. How bad, really?
And if you left here, is your life getting any better? Is your life like, all right,
and for the most part, I would have to say
over
probably not going to be better. You know, you're probably going to realize, damn, I had things way better over here. And that's why I think, like I said, it's a perspective. Right?
Yeah.
If you just think about your current situation, think about how much worse it could be, and just roll with that, right? Like, just be thankful. You know, not necessarily feeling bad for other people, but being appreciative and thankful for your current situation. Always be fucking worse, man. Got people who are dying, dude. It's like Yemen, too. People starving, dude. Kids starving. Yeah. You seen these pictures on YouTube, Facebook? These kids are to the bone, man. I'm like, that's sad, man. A kid, not...
It's heartbreaking.
That, like, because you have to understand, too, it's like, as an adult, I'm starting to understand, like, I have to survive in this world now. And that's kind of like my own thought, right? But it's like, what if you're 6 and you're starving and you're looking down and you can see, like, your bones, you're completely weak, you're unable to pretty much do anything, you can really barely walk, you don't know where your next meal is coming from. It's like, dude, why? No 6-year-old should ever have to learn deal with that.
No.
That's awful.
And that's even, like, the last couple of years, the student athletes I've been working with, like, I'll never forget going to our first wrestling match when I was on staff with him.
Yeah.
When we get there, everybody weighs in, and all the guys start opening their bags to eat, and I'm like looking around, like, yo, what the hell? I got on the phone with Megan. I was like, you'll never guess what they're eating right now. She's like, what? All these kids packed their school lunch. Like, they went to the school line, even grabbed more stuff for the school. And that was what they ate after winning. Like, you know, most time we're at La Quinta or whatever. It's like, here's a big old sandwich. Here's steak and this and that. These kids are like,
you probably got some good
let me get a few extra apples from the lunch line because that's what I'm going to eat. You know, it's like, or
from where at? What school?
At Indio High School.
You
know, and it's like kids would eat breakfast, they'd eat lunch. Now they have that afternoon snack. For a lot of kids, that afternoon snack was it. That was it till breakfast at school the next day. So, and then they had to hop on a bus, go to wherever they were going, or walk. I can't even tell you. It is, you know, like, as beautiful as that school is, I mean, it's second to none right now in the valley. The surrounding areas, you don't have to be a genius to know. You know, it's like, and half these kids are walking home. It's like 8 o'clock at night. It's like, I can only load so many of you up and take you home, you know, or I take everybody. It was rough, and same thing, you know, like a few weeks ago, we just had a whole bunch of clothes. The kids grew out of blankets, sheets, pillows, stuff. So we always take things to the mission. But we loaded up the kids, so we took it there, and they're like, well, you know, what is it? So we're explaining it to them and whatnot, and my daughter's like, are there kids that live in there? They're like, yeah, absolutely. Like, there's families, there's kids. Like, we have, and my wife Meg, she was like, your daddy's had some students who were there and might still be there. Like, there was kids, they had to miss days of practice because they had to hustle their ass over there to get in line and get a spot.
Really?
You know, and that, like, our kids just drove away from there, like,
yeah, bro.
I was like, yeah, you guys, like,
how about them apples?
That's it. Like, I go, they're still offering summer meals. Like, that was a cool thing they did as a district. They did summer meals at certain sites, and you'd pick them up. They were doing it daily, and then did it like on Monday. You'd come pick up meals for Monday and Tuesday, and then on Wednesday you go pick up meals for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But then it'd be heartbreaking. Like, we'd be sitting there on Fridays, like, how many of these kids are wondering what the hell they're gonna do on Saturday and Sunday? Shit. You know, it's like just dying for Monday to come around so they can get meals from the school. And
it's unfair,
like,
bro.
It really is.
It's crazy. You know? Growing up in Blythe, actually, I had one experience. I was at a buddy's house and I opened his fridge, bro, and he had a milk jug. That was it. No food, nothing else. I was like, and I didn't ask him, but it was like an eye-opening experience. Like, oh shit, everybody isn't like me, you know? Like, they don't have all this full pantry. Yeah, they don't got whatever they want to get to eat. If they want to go eat something, I want McDonald's today, mom. They can get it, you know? I was like, whoa.
Yeah, the concept of having zero food is like, whoa. Right?
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
It's just so you're open my fridge, my freezer, the pantry is like, what do I want? Like,
yes.
Yeah. And that's too many options. Yeah, exactly.
Dude, and you know what? When you bring that up too, that's a good point because I remember too, like going to feed homeless people too with my pops at one point when I was a kid, and just thinking to myself, like, I'm like, I'm like, I feel bad, you know. Like at some point, you're just like, when you really get into it, like I think it first hits you that you feel bad because you're just like, the problem is so bad, it's never going to be fixed.
Yeah,
really, it's never going to be fixed, man. This is just a problem. Like it's just one of those things that happens. And maybe it can be fixed. I don't know, but for right now, it sure as hell ain't going away. Especially the way things are going. So it's like this personal kind of thing, and it's like, you know what? And I've been talking to my girlfriend about it more too. Is like, I gotta find a way to do more service stuff. You know, because there's just people who need help so much, dude. And it's like, dude, I'm busy, man, but I got time. I got time to help people, right? If more people did shit like that and provided service for others, it's like, could we imagine how much more, you know, positive energy that would be traded back and forth between people, and how much better things would be? But now it's like, I'm concerned about your political beliefs. It's like,
bro,
what?
It's crazy how good you feel after, like, you see like a homeless dude outside stores, you take him in, and you're just like, dude, buy whatever you want to eat, you know.
Even throwing him $5 or $10, you're just like, you know what, dude, and that's it's
have a good day.
Has an impact.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I asked my dad too, because I was like, Dad, what do you think about? You know, I was a kid. I was like, what do you think about, like, what if I give this guy money or whatever, and then he goes and buys like drugs or something with it? He's like, son, it's not your problem. It's in God's hands. Yeah. Like, just do the right thing.
Something out of the goodness of your heart. Yeah. When you get around the corner, whatever happens, it's out of control anyway. It's like
happens. And shit, like you said, if that's what you're nervous about, buy him some food, bro. Buy him
man.
You know, hey, we want some to eat, you want something to drink.
Yeah, 100%.
Same shit. You're still helping.
You're doing something for someone else, and it's not selfish too, man. That's one thing too. Is that you have to always think, it's like, well, am I doing it for me, or am I doing it because I genuinely just want to do what's right? And those are things that people need to think about.
Speaking on selfish, bro, instant gratification, the social media, the likes, it's made I think the majority of people very selfish.
I hate that shit. Country. Recording people giving homeless people food.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do it. Like don't do it because look at this one, how many likes I got on this. Like, so I tell kids all the time, so you guys need to get over that shit. Like,
put it down.
It's like, if you want to, like, or if you like, you want to post things, like, post it because like it makes you happy, or you want other people to feel good, or
you might end up getting more likes in the long run because it's actually real shit.
Not some fake ass shit that you're doing. It's like. No, you're gonna do it. Be real. Like, do it because, like, damn, I really like that picture. I felt so good at that time. I want everyone to see that smile and know it's genuine, whatever it is. You know, it's like we laughed so damn hard during this. Like, I want everybody to see it. Like, not because you're gonna fill up my inbox with shit. Like, like. I got 4 little kids at home that look up to me. I have my wife, like,
I don't give a
solid family. Like, I don't give a damn if you like it or not. Like,
no, not at all.
You know,
and as I get older, I'm starting to realize that. But I'm also realizing, I'm like, damn, bro, I feel bad because, like, dude, all these girls too. And I'm sure, Coach, you could probably speak for it a lot, being around high school girls a lot still to this day. It's like, dude, they're so insecure.
It's so bad now,
of that.
Bro.
They're so insecure. Now, I think it's important too. Like, I've thought about this a lot. Like, if I ever have a daughter, which I hope I do, I'm gonna let her know that her dad loves her and he can always talk to her, because daddy issues are not a joke. That shit is a real thing for girls, man. And if you do not give your daughter the attention she needs, man, she will go elsewhere to find it. And
real
like,
shit.
And like,
how many chicks did you hang out with daddy?
Enough to know that they're a real fucking thing. So that's why when I realize that, you're like,
so funny.
You're like, dude,
the next podcast we're gonna talk about the book I'm writing on daddy issues.
I'll be just getting published by the time I'm on this thing.
Man,
but yeah, dude, when you realize that, and you're like, dude, this is why they can be insecure because of that, right? Not the attention, but it's also too. It's like you're also trying to get pleasure from, you know, other people liking you, and it's like that's just a jacked up concept. That's a jacked up concept. You can't go through life like that.
Yeah, bro. That's just, you know, it's funny. I heard on a podcast, guys like, dude, you know what's so annoying is the people that tell you they're getting off social media. It's like, bro, just get off, bro. Like, just fuck you. Like, just leave.
Just get your shit.
And they're like, dude, how many people like that? How many people comment? Like, bro, aren't you getting off? Like,
Well, it's funny because you know, we always give up stuff for Lent every year. It's like, what are we gonna do? And it's like, I don't know. I'm tired of doing like foods or this or that. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm gonna get on Instagram. I really get on Facebook, but I still have it mainly to communicate with like all my college friends and stuff like that. I kept my Twitter because it's strictly professional. Like, I use that to network with PE teachers, conditioning coaches. So like, and that's just all work based. So I do it in my work hours. But not posting and stuff. I had people texting me like, hey, are you sick? You alright? Where have you been? I was like, I'm cool. I just didn't need to make like a public announcement, like, "Hey, I gave it up for Lent. I'm a good person." You're like, "No,
I'm a good person."
No, it's just like, "Yeah, everything's good. I'll see you soon." Like,
yeah, I remember you reached out to me, "Hey, bro, I've been on social media, like, because I think I tagged you in something."
Yeah, and then there's a few people that like tag me. I was like, "Yeah, I'm not ignoring you," or like this when everybody was bored at home, like everyone was doing challenges and stuff, and I'm like, "I'm not ignoring you. I'll send you a message." Everyone's like, "Oh, we're cool." We're just like, but I love that people are like, going for a little cleanse or social media breaks. Like, you had to announce it.
Just get off. Just get off, dude. Just do what's right for you. But I think that like people are expecting you to be like, "No, don't go. Comic, no."
They're sending to write you back, "Hey, bro, what's wrong, bro?"
Yeah, and you're like, dude, it's
what's
okay.
bothering you, man?
And that's the thing too. Is I was like, the world will continue to go on without you.
Yeah.
It will continue on, and it's okay because you can spend some and I realize this too, man. Like, I jerk around on social media sometimes when I could read a book.
Yeah.
Or when I could go do some productive shit.
Like you said, life goes on without you. There's a life that isn't social media.
Yeah.
In general, like,
and
life
sucks
isn't social
the life
media.
out of you, dude. It really does too. Because then, like now, when you see all this negative stuff, and now it's becoming like these social platforms are becoming a huge thing for political bias, right? Like you see all this political stuff, right? All over social media now, and it's just like it almost kind of irritates me and stresses me out going on social media now. Because I'll see like confrontations in the streets. I'll see Seattle. I'll see Portland, and I'm just like, what the f is going on right now, man? And I'm like internally getting anxiety and stress about like the current state of our world, and I'm like, what am I even tripping on, dude? My concerns don't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, just don't worry about it, man. Come with what life throws at you. Just approach it there. Don't get freaked out about whatever's out there, and that's what I think social media does a lot. Yeah. It really gets you freaked out about shit like that.
I know, because it's just nonstop in your face.
Yeah, like you said, it's
nonstop.
Just how am I going to manage my time? Or it's like, I want to lose those 10 pounds, or I want to learn about this. I just don't have time to do that. Motherfucker, you just spent the last 2 hours on social media.
Yeah.
Even an hour a day.
Like, you were the most shit on my feed is from your retweets and your reposts. So I'm like, I know you got plenty of time, but meanwhile,
you go do a little 15-minute HIIT workout. You could read a book.
Yes.
You could make a meal. You could spend some time with a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, relation, your kids. Like, you can do so much in just an hour.
Engagement stuff, like just doing stuff.
In an hour, go for a walk, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It was like, no, I gotta swipe.
Yeah. And I'll say this too, dude. I feel like exercise, man, best thing for me mentally. If I'm in a funk, man, if I go on a hike, go on a walk, especially exercise, just like working out in general. Damn, man, I could feel mentally myself just flip. Like it just kind of, if I got some shit going on in my head, if I'm just kind of irritated about something, dude, I'll just take it out on a bar or two, and then after that, I'm like, you know what, man, I'm good. I walk away from that 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm just like, that's why people don't understand, man. It's like the more inactive you are, the less purpose you have, the less you become more active, and it's like then after that, it's like this is a mental thing. Like I think really being inactive can really jack you up mentally because it's like it's good to feel like you have purpose, that you've done something productive, that you're able to get shit done. Yeah. Not only that, it's like scientifically proven. There's hormones that are released.
All the free drugs,
dude. Yeah, exactly. Free drugs. We should promote that shit more, right?
And it's funny. I've talked about it with some like teachers and stuff like that. Like people who do drugs and people who work out do it for the same reason.
Yeah.
For the brain change.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a really good point.
You feel good.
Yeah.
Like during, after. Yeah. Same reason people fall to drugs.
That's a good point. I never thought of it that way. They start
to feel good. They feel invisible. They feel strong, confident. It's like,
well, that's why drug addicts get addicted to the gym. Same type of shit. It's like another thing that just makes them feel good.
Dude, it's
that
brain change.
Yeah.
Something to keep you kind of stimulated. Something to kind of look forward to. Something that's going to keep you just like, on the same. Just keep you. But also, I feel like it really just helps me kind of like calm down a little bit too. I walk out from a lift or whatever, and I'm just like, all right, like,
Well, that small shit, you're like, fuck it, dog. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, 100%.
And I'm sure I always bring up Joe Rogan, but like he even said, we evolved from getting fucking chased down, having to go hunt animals, and now we don't do shit.
We're just
everything's given to us. You go to the grocery store, you pick up your meat, and
think about it, man. back in the day, like, they were running barefoot across the countryside, like, with bows and arrows and shit, killing. I'm like, that's badass. Not to mention, they were running for miles, right? Yeah. Like, they were going. That's one thing that's incredible too. Is like the most efficient system in our body is like our endurance, right? You can keep a slow trot and you could go for so long on that, right? The sprint though, no, that's not. That's you're 10, 20 seconds, you're done. Right? Yeah. But the jog, the trot, you can maintain that for some people hours, right? So it's like, dude, that shows like our bodies biologically were adapted to be able to hunt, right? To keep going, when you're still looking for food, when you know you need to bring back food. Like, I know I need to bring back. The village is waiting. My child is waiting on my food. And it's like, it comes down to just me persevering and just keep going. Keep going. Not to mention, you kill that bitch. Put it on your back. I'm like, haul it back. Yeah, I'm like, enjoy the walk now, son.
Yeah, bro, you gotta
I'm
go
like,
back.
Times are way too easy.
That's what trips me out about the dudes that hunt, bro, because you gotta take all that meat back. Yeah. You gotta cut that motherfucker and quarter it and just like drag it out somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Craziness.
Have you ever been hunting?
No.
I really wish I would. I really wish I would.
I want to go hunting once.
I would feel bad though killing something though.
Do you eat meat? Do you eat meat?
Oh yeah,
bro. Then you can't feel that bad about it, bro.
I know exactly, but knowing that I'm like, but
you're getting that shit from a factory.
You should feel more comfortable actually knowing that if you eat it, what you kill,
right? Yeah, you're not out there.
It's you,
straight you. Yeah,
you're not putting it through some farm where there's like thousands of chickens or cows that are being like tortured, and if you do it the whole natural way, I mean that's what how mankind has continued to survive, right? I mean. We live off the land, right? I mean, whatever it be, our livestock.
What about fishing? Have you guys ever gone fishing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? You like fishing? Yeah? Both of you guys? No?
I need to get into it.
I want to go fishing,
I got all these boys, too, like to go fishing, and I'm like, yeah, it's just like,
So, have you gone fishing, like, you'll cook that shit? You'll take it? Yeah? How is that? How do you take
I've never done, like, the filleting part of it. All that. No, I've been with buddies and stuff, and what I really want to do is go deep sea. Never done that.
I've done that before.
I have a few friends, like, boom, we bring it in, like, all right, give it to me, and I'll start getting it ready, It's
that's
like, that's awesome, but that's about where my expertise ends right there. Is like get it off the hook.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing.
Or you throw it right back. You know, it's it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I've definitely been seeing more stuff about it too. I just watch it. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I'm like, but also too, it's like you got to do it for yourself. You got to catch fish. It's actually like I've done it before because I went into deep sea diving out in Baja. We were off the coast of Baja. Mm-hmm. We caught like I don't know, it was like the whole boat caught like 100 triggerfish. They're probably like this big or whatever, not too big. But the guys were like on the boat were like cutting it up for us and then putting it back on the hook or throw it back in. And it was literally within like 10 to 20 seconds, dude. You're just tugging on this thing and then you catch another one, bring it back in. At some point, it's like really fun. You're like, hey, this isn't too bad. But if I get it, if you're standing there for like an hour, you got no tug, you're just like
sucks.
Yeah, I'm basically out here just sitting. I'm not fishing. I'm sitting. So it's kind of just depends on your perspective on how you see it, but.
Yeah, that looks like a nice, relaxing thing. Get you off the social media for a little bit.
No doubt.
Being so active, slow you down.
Yeah.
I've been looking into. There's a property in Yucca Valley that was listed for like $17,000, dude, and it's got like a little like 100 square foot, nothing in it, and I'm so close to buying it, bro. I got some cash saved up. I'm like. It's like on like 5 acres and it's just like nothing,
Dude, invest in it.
I'm a weirdo like that, bro. I just want to fuck around and just like slow down, get out of like this whole because everybody's so caught up in social media and like the fast life and trying to keep up with everybody and it's like, bro, I just want to do something.
It's nice, bro. That's always the nicest part of going to my in-laws. Like there's still parts around there. It's if I'm not up on the right hill and stuff, like I don't have any service, so it's nice. Like, you get up there and just like boom, put it away. Take it off and see what time is it? Whatever. It's like
and I had one of my coworkers too. He said he was like, you ever played the game where you like turn your phone off and then you like do work and then you see how many times you're like, fuck, that's one.
Yes. Yeah.
2. Right? Like you just what is that about, man? This thing like I hate this and that's why too like running the Instagram page too. I have my own Instagram page and then I also have the Hargan Nutrition page and sometimes dude I'm just like I'm like, damn, dude. I'm like, because I hate this gives me anxiety. All these notifications, dude.
Yeah.
What the throw it. Like I hate that shit. So it's kind of hard, man. That's why sometimes I even just turn my phone like do not disturb.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, sorry if I didn't get back to you, man.
You know, you guys, I'm good. I like you guys. We're still friends.
Yeah, we're still friends. I promise, man. I need some space for myself, dude.
Speaking on hating social media, what are your guys' social medias so they can find you guys?
Coach, you go first.
I don't know if they want to find you. You're
what's my damn? I'm like boring dad on Instagram.
Well, you're pretty cool. You're cool on Instagram.
You post every few weeks at least.
Ryan _ Flores 55.
I'm sure they'd find you, dude. You're pretty one of a kind.
Ryan Flores. Do people even use Facebook anymore? Or they're just kind of fucking.
I don't use Facebook.
I don't even know.
I didn't even know Twitter was used for business.
Like if we're still, it's a huge professional platform.
Really?
Twitter's huge.
And my handle on that.
I didn't have a Twitter.
You should do it.
For my podcast, can I use it?
Oh,
absolutely.
Dude, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends, though. Like, Twitter can be also, it depends on your feed, right? Who do you follow? What do you retweet? There's a lot of craziness on Twitter.
Yeah, I heard there's a lot of porn on Twitter.
Yeah, there is. There's no filter.
You swipe it, it's just like...
Yeah, that's what I mean. There's no filter, bro. Like, you'll see people getting, like, ran over by a car, completely demolished. And you're like, oh, that's not real. And it's, like, over their face, and it's, like, smushed. And you're like,
really?
What the fuck?
Damn, that just happened.
Yeah, and they're like, but they'll take off stuff that's, like, politically based. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, how does that work? I don't know.
What's up, Dorsey? What's up, bro?
Honestly.
I mean, weren't you on Joe Rogan? Didn't you try to explain yourself, bro? Fucking around.
Yeah.
He was on there, dude. He went on twice. What is his name? Jack Dorsey or whatever?
Yeah.
The guy that owns it. He was on Joe Rogan twice, bro. The first time, they, like, attacked Joe Rogan because they said he didn't go after him enough. Because they said he didn't, like, ask him enough questions, like, hard questions. And so he had him back on again. And, you know, it was the same shit.
But, dude, you know what, man?
Too much money, bro. Too much money involved.
Yeah, dude. When it comes down to it.
Yeah.
Dude, like, I like Joe, though, too. Because he does a good job of, like, making it kind of like a general conversation. But also
he doesn't want to
interview.
attack you.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. He's like, I got 3 hours. I'm going to let conversations flow. Usually, on average, I think his conversations go about 3 hours. Yeah. So he's like, I'm going to let the conversation flow. I'll get to my question at some point, but I want it to be flow naturally. I don't want this to be like I'm talking CNN or Fox.
I'm going to hammer you in the first 10 minutes. It's going to make for a rough few hours.
Yes, exactly, dude. And but he is well spoken. He does have good points, too, and I appreciate him, too, because even though I know he doesn't necessarily agree with the point he brings up, he'll ask for people that are like in this situation. Like, what about people who are in this particular situation? Like, why do you think that about this? You know, kind of giving more perspective just for people to always think about different stuff. Because, like I said, dude, I hate seeing stuff that's always just based upon bias, right? What that person thinks. And I think he does a good job. I mean, think about it. He brings upon so many different type of people on his podcast.
And what about you? Before we wrap it up, but what about you? Do you listen to anything like any podcasts or anything like?
Mainly him.
Oh, really? Listen to Joe Rogan as well? Yeah.
I mean, dude, he's got it figured out, man.
There's a lot of coaches who have some pretty cool ones on that I got from Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll be like offense coordinator, defense coordinator, head coaches. They just get on there. And
really?
Like, yeah. Boom, and they go.
Just talking a game plan and shit or what? Talking about all.
Yeah. And they also have the NSCA podcast too. The National Strength and Conditioning. They'll bring like coaches on from D1 colleges that are working with the football team, working with the head athletic director, whatever. Bring them on for about an hour interview. It's usually less than an hour. Good stuff, dude. If you're an aspiring coach, man, the NSCA podcast is really good too.
That's legit. All right, and where can they find you? On IG.
Polimeni _99 POLIMENI. Everyone always butchers my last name. So yeah, Polimeni 99, and then man, just type in Polimeni.
And then Hargett is where you're at.
Team Hargett is the gym facility. If you're a youth athlete, if you're a college athlete, high school athlete, I've been training a bunch of elite athletes the last few weeks, still throughout COVID. Just go to the park, doing some stuff like that to kind of help them out. So just hit me up on Instagram. You can always let me know, and we'll try to get any athlete in the door. We understand the time, and it's kind of like frantic trying to figure out, like how am I going to still stay in shape and stuff like that. So
yeah, exactly, bro. Yeah. It's kind of crazy right now.
Definitely crazy.
And I heard you. I gotta wrap it up, but I want to ask one more question. You said your son's playing college or playing flag football right now?
No. Well, he was up until all this.
Oh, so it's not going on right now. Okay, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I just want to make sure because I was like, dude, I'm trying to get my son in. I'm like, we need to get some sports going. Yeah, exactly.
I know it's like uncharted territory right now because like usually we're getting ready for like our kids' soccer season. It's like no soccer's coming up. It's like the sport I thought I'd never coach or get involved in. It's like that's my best time with my kids.
Soccer,
really?
Soccer, dude. It's like,
really?
Soccer.
Love it. And it's more like. You couldn't pay me enough to watch soccer on TV. It's like World Cup.
So
don't care. Like I'd rather watch the spelling bee like on TV.
Yeah.
I'd rather a cooking show. Like I don't want anything to do with soccer. It's like we bonded so much through it. It's like Saturday. It's like It's soccer day,
bro.
Man.
You know what's so crazy?
Dang, that's
bro,
so sick.
Soccer is crazy.
That's sick,
bro. When I lived in Arizona, I was a youth coach, like sports coach, and I would coach like 6-7 different sports. I coached soccer, baseball. That dude. I was coaching like 2-year-olds to like 8-year-olds in soccer, dude. And I didn't even play soccer from like elementary school, bro. So I didn't know anything.
All I know is I kick the ball at the inside.
Yeah,
no, the coach would be mad at that because I'm playing like man defense.
Yeah,
we're running like basketball plays and shit, like putting lines and like
pick and roll.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to win. I'm trying to
win, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get mad at me because you suck.
Exactly,
like your team, it's not
my team's good.
Yeah.
We get like 2 days of practice. We'll condition like the whole 45 minutes.
So they're just running.
So during the game, our kids like, we want to all play offense. Go play offense. And when it gets back, you better play defense. And these coaches looking at me like they're pulling out their hair because you're I don't even know what a forward is, what a midfielder is. I'm just like,
no,
go,
man, oh man, you got this guy.
Man.
Like that's our best guy. We're gonna put 2 of you guys on him. That kid doesn't get the ball game. Shut it down. It's like,
you're playing football. Double coverage. Double coverage. That's so funny.
That's awesome.
Episode 52.
Oh yeah, these dudes get pissed. It's hilarious.
Dude, and you know
after the game they go.